Okay, good morning everyone. So we are in the middle of the third unit. So here we have seen what are the state transition equations and how to calculate the state transition equations and also how to calculate the state transition matrix. And next we are going for the canonical form of the state model. Canonical form of the state model. Canonical form of the state model is nothing but in the previous class we have discussed the block diagram representation of the state equations. That block diagram representation is simply called as the canonical form of the state model. Canonical model of the state model. Okay. So without any delay, let us discuss the basic concepts regarding to the canonical form. That is nothing but the block diagram representation of this particular state equations. So for that, let us consider the transfer function of a discrete system which is going to be represented by output divided by input, that is y of z divided by u of z is equal to p naught plus b1 into z inverse plus b2 into z power minus 2 so on up to bn into z power minus n divided by 1 plus a1 into z inverse plus a2 into z power minus 2 so on up to an into z power minus n. So we have considered this kind of the discrete time system, that is the transfer function of a discrete time system, and with the application of the partial fraction technique, we have obtained the roots for this particular transfer function. Okay, so in this one, the transfer function, the y of h divided by u of z, with the application of the partial fraction expansion, it is going to be represented as b naught plus c1 into z1 plus lambda 1 plus c2 into c2 divided by z plus lambda 2 so on up to cn divided by z plus lambda n, where this particular C1, C2, Cn, C1, C2, C3, Cn are nothing but called as the residues, and lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n are nothing but the poles of this particular transfer function y of h divided by u of h. y of h, y of z divided by u of z. So let us represent this particular transfer function as a negative powers of the z, as a negative powers of the z. Therefore, this particular transfer function is going to as is going to be rewritten as y of x divided by u of s is equal to b naught plus c1 into z power minus 1 divided by 1 plus z power minus 1 into lambda 1 plus z power minus 1 into c2 divided by 1 plus z inverse into lambda 2 so on up to z power minus 1 into z power minus 1 into cn divided by 1 plus z power minus 1 into lambda n. Okay, so we have rewritten this particular transfer function of a discrete time system in this one, that is in the negative powers of the z, negative powers of the z. So so we are going to draw the block diagram for this particular function. We are going to draw the block diagram for this particular transfer function. So so how many z power minus 1 terms are going to be presented depending upon the number of energy storage elements, number of energy storage elements, or number of poles, number of poles. Okay, so here in the diagram itself we are able to observe the poles are going to be starts from lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 so on up to lambda n. That means that means how many z power minus 1 terms are going to be presented there? Lambda n z power minus n terms are going to be presented. Apart from these, another a constant parameter is going to be added up to this function. Constant parameter is going to be added up to this function. That constant is nothing but b naught. So let us represent this particular one. For example, so for example, all these particular terms are going to be summing up. So a summing function is going to be taken. From that summing function, we are going to get y of z or y of k. So the initial term, that is z power minus 1 c1 divided by 1 plus z power minus 1 lambda 1, is going to be represented like this. That means the numerator term is going to be represented as z power minus 1 into c1. So z power minus 1 and c1 are going to be placed in the cascaded position. While coming to the denominator, it is going to be represented as 1 plus z inverse into lambda 1. 1 plus z inverse into lambda 1. So this particular equation is going to be represented in this feedback connection. In the feedback connection. So here try to observe that the z power minus 1 and lambda 1 are in the cascaded position. The the overall transfer function of this particular one is nothing but z power minus 1 divided by 1 minus z power minus 1 into lambda 1. The overall transfer function of this feedback path is nothing but taken as z power minus 1 divided by 1 minus z power minus 1 into lambda 1. Okay. So here the feedback path is negative. So it is going to be represented as z power minus 1 divided by 1 plus z power minus 1 into lambda 1, and it is going to be multiplied with c1. Okay. So this particular path is going to be representing the first block. Is going to be representing the first block, and this particular block is going to be added to the overall function. Is going to be added to the overall function. Therefore, it is going to be connected to the summing point. Summing point. Okay. So this is the first term. This is the first term in that particular expression. So this particular first term is going to be represented as x1 of k plus 1. That means the summing point is going to be represented as x1 of k1 k plus 1. Whenever this x1 of k plus 1 is going to be multiplied with z power minus 1, it is going to be converted into x1 of k. This is going to be converted into x1 of k. Why? Because inverse Z transform is going to be conducted for x1 of k plus 1. Whenever the inverse Z transform is calculated for x1 of k plus 1, it is going to be converted into x1 of k. Okay. So this is the block we have constructed for this one. In the similar fashion, we are going to construct for the second block. That is the numerator term c2 has to be multiplied, so it is going to be placed separately. And the next one is the lambda 2 is the pole. Lambda 2 is the pole. So z power minus 2 into c2 is the numerator, and z1 plus z power minus 1 into lambda 2 is the denominator. So these two particular parameters are connected in the feedback path. It is going to be connected in the feedback path. So this particular transfer function is going to be, that means this particular block diagram is going to be representing the transfer function of z power minus 1 divided by 1 plus z power minus 1 into lambda 2. Z power minus 1 divided by 1 plus z power minus 1 into lambda 2 is the transfer function for this one, and it is going to be multiplied with c2. And it is going to be multiplied with c2, and this overall function is going to be added to the function. Is going to be added to the function. So this particular process is going to be carried out until how many terms? How many? That is nothing but lambda n poles. Lambda n poles. Okay. And finally, the last term is nothing but cn into z power minus n divided by 1 plus z power minus 1 into lambda n. So cn is going to be noted separately, and z power minus 1 and lambda n is going to be connected in the feedback path. So therefore, this particular product is going to be added to this particular function. Apart from all these negative their terms, a constant term is going to be there. That constant term is nothing but b naught. Constant term is nothing but b naught. Okay. So in this way, we are going to represent this transfer function in the canonical form. This block diagram form is called as nothing but canonical form of the state model. Canonical form of the state model. Okay. It is very, very important. Canonical form of the state model. We have to represent. That means in the problems he will give the transfer function, and we have to rewrite the state model equations for this particular transfer function. So in order to rewrite the state model equations, we have to convert this particular equation in the form of a block diagram representation, and from that we have to rewrite the state equations for this model. Okay, so this is about the canonical form of the state model. So in this one we are having that means we are going to frame the state equations for this particular block diagram. So what are the state equations? That is nothing but x1 of k plus 1, x2 of k plus 1, xn of k plus 1. Okay, these are the state equations we have to represent for this model. That means therefore x1 of k plus 1 is going to be represented as, see here, yeah, this is the summing position, and this summing position is nothing but called as the x1 of k plus 1. What are the two parameters are going to be connecting to this particular summing point? One is the u of k minus x1 of k into lambda 1. What are the two particular points are going to be connected to the summing position? x1 of k plus 1 is equal to u of k minus lambda 1 into x1 of k. Lambda 1 into x1 of k. So we have written that particular way equations here. x1 of k plus 1 is equal to minus lambda 1 into x1 plus u of k, and similarly x2 of k here. The summing position is nothing but the x2 of k plus 1. So x2 of k plus 1 is going to be written as u of k is going to be coming here, and what is the other term? x2 of k into lambda 2 is going to be comes here. x2 of k plus 1 is equal to u of k minus lambda 2 into x2 of k. So x2 of k plus 2 is going to be written as x2 of k plus 1 is going to be written as u of k minus lambda 2 into x2 of k. So this particular entire process is going to be happen until the last pole, that is xn of k plus 1 is going to be written as u of k minus lambda n into x of k. Lambda n into x of k. Okay, these are the state equations we have written. That means the input state equations for this one. Now coming for the output state equation, y of k is the output state equation, and it is going to be written as the first state equation is x1 of k into c1, x1 of k into c1, and the second one is x2 of k into c2, and xn of k into cn. All these going to be connected as a summing. Therefore y of k is going to be represented as c1 into x1 of k plus c2 into x2 of k plus c3 into x3 of k, so on up to cn into xn of k plus the last term, that is b naught. B naught is going to be multiplied with u of k, and it is going to be connected to the summing position. Okay, therefore the output state equation is going to be represented as y of k is equal to c1 into x1 of k plus c2 into x2 of k, so on up to cn into xn of k plus b naught into u of k. So this input and output are going to be represented as a matrix form, that is here. See the matrix form: x1 of k plus 1, x2 of k plus 2, x3 of k plus 4 are the input state equations, and these are the parameters which are going to be multiplied with the state variables x1 of k, x2 of k, x3, so on up to xn, plus u of k is going to be represented. So this is the input state model of this particular transfer function. And while coming for the output, y of k is equal to c1, c2, c3 row matrix. It is going to be multiplied with the state variables plus b naught into u of k. So in this way we are going to represent the canonical model for a particular transfer function. That means we are going to frame the state model equations for this particular transfer function. Okay, so in this canonical form of the representation, we are having another canonical form. That canonical form is called as Jordan canonical form of representation. Jordan canonical form of representation. When this Jordan canonical form of representation is going to be occur? whenever we are having a repeated poles. Whenever we are having a repeated poles. If we are having a repeated poles, then that particular canonical form of state model is called as the Jordan canonical form of representation. Jordan canonical form of the representation. Okay, so here is the matter. When a pole of the transfer function has the multiplicity, then the state model will be represented as a special form called as the Jordan canonical form. That means when we are having a repeated poles, we are having, and we are going to represent that particular state model with a specific form called as the Jordan canonical form. Jordan canonical form. So in this particular form, the matrix A, that means here, this is the matrix A. This particular matrix is going to be having a specific feature, that is in this particular matrix A, we are going to build up a Jordan block. Jordan block. That means here we are going to build up a specific block called as the Jordan block. Jordan block. That means this particular Jordan block, in this one, in this particular matrix A, all the diagonal elements are going to be presented, and apart from the diagonal elements, that means the above side of the diagonal elements, a unity matrix is going to be obtained. A unity value, not matrix, a unit value is going to be obtained. That means one is going to be presented there. That means above the diagonal matrix, unit value is going to be presented here. That means in place of the 0 here, in place of the 0 here, 1 is going to be presented there. 1 is going to be presented there. So that particular block is called as the Jordan block. That particular block is called as the Jordan block. Okay. So while solving the problems, we are very familiar about that particular Jordan block. Don't need about that one. Okay. But we have to make sure about that the diagonal elements must be there, and above the diagonal elements, a unit value is going to be presented. So if the unit value is going to be there, then that particular block is called as the Jordan block. Jordan block. Okay. So for representation of this particular Jordan canonical form, we are going to take a repeated poles. So this is the transfer function which is going to be representing that repeated poles. That is y of z divided by u of z is equal to, okay. So in order to represent that particular repeated pole, so we are going to consider a transfer function, that is y of z divided by u of z is equal to v naught plus c1 divided by z plus lambda 1 whole cube plus c2 divided by z plus lambda 1 whole square plus c3 divided by z plus lambda 1 plus c4 divided by z plus lambda 4, so on up to cn divided by z plus lambda n. Okay, so this is the transfer function we have chosen in order to represent the Jordan canonical form. In this Jordan canonical form, we are going to, that means the Jordan canonical form is going to be applicable only when the repeated poles are going to be happen. So in this particular transfer function, we are going to observe the repeated poles is going to be happen with z plus lambda 1 whole cube and z plus lambda 1 whole square. These are the two repeated poles we are going to be there in the transfer function. So try to observe the plot diagram representation for this one. Try to observe this. So the starting value is the v naught. It is going to be connected in the last, and the next one is c1 divided by z plus lambda 1 whole square. That means this is going to be represented as c1 into z power minus 1 divided by 1 plus z power minus 1 into lambda 1 whole. Okay, it is going to be represented in the negative terms of the z. So try to observe this. That means three different terms are going to be happen. The first one is c1 into z power minus 1 divided by lambda 1. So whenever this is going to be connected in the feedback path, it is going to be represented as z power minus 1 divided by divided by 1 plus z power minus 1 into lambda 1, lambda 1. Okay, so it is going to be connected to the C1, and here a repeated poles are going to be happen. Repeated poles are going to be happen. Therefore, the input for this one is going to be connected to the output of the second one. That means the input of the first one is going to be connected to the output of the second one. Try to observe this particular figure. The input of this first one is going to be connected. This input of this first one is going to be connected to the output of the second one, and similarly, the input of the second one is going to be connected to the output of the third one. Why? Because it is represented as z plus 1 whole cube, lambda 1 whole cube. That means three particular terms are going to be presented in the cascaded condition. Three particular, that means the whole lambda 1 is going to be repeated three times. Lambda 1 is going to be repeated three times. Therefore, it is going to be connected in this cascaded position. That means the input of the first one is going to be connected to the second one, output of the second one, and similarly, the input of the second one is going to be connected to the output of the third one. Third one. Okay, so this is the representation of this particular repeated pole. So here here what is x1 of k plus 1? What is x1 of k plus 1? x1 of k plus 1 is nothing but x1 of k plus 1 is nothing but x2 of k and x1 of k. That means these are the two terms. We are going to get x1 of k plus 1 is equal to this particular summing point. So this is nothing but x2 is going to be coming here, and the next one is x1 of k into lambda 1. x1 of k into lambda 1. Okay, so the u of k is going to be connected to the third pole, that is this one. Why? Because the input u of input value is not going to be connected to the repeated poles. It is not going to be connected to the repeated poles. It is going to be connected only for the unit poles. Unit poles. So therefore, the u of k is going to be connected to the third pole. Why? Because there is no repeated pole here, and later on it is going to be connected in the same phase, which is represented in the normal canonical form, and it is going to be connected up to b naught. Connected up to b naught. Therefore, try to observe this one. Three particular cascaded positions are going to be connected. Why? Because three repeated poles are going to be happening. Here, x1 of k plus 1 is going to be represented as x2 of k plus x1 of k into lambda 1. So negative term is going to be there. Therefore, x1 of k plus 1 is equal to x2 of k minus lambda 1 into x1 of k. So we have written this one. x1 of k plus 1 is equal to minus lambda 1 into x1 of k plus x2, and x2 of k plus 1 is equal to, similarly, this one. x2 of k plus 1 is equal to, what is the x2 of k plus 1? It is nothing but x2 of k into lambda 1 into minus. So therefore, minus lambda 1 into x2 of k plus x3 of k. Minus lambda 1 into x2 of k plus x3 of k. x3 of k plus 1 is equal to minus lambda 1 into x3 of k plus u of k, and x4 of k plus 1 is equal to minus lambda 4 x4 of k plus u of k. Why? Because these particular two are not, these are not the repeated poles. These are the unit poles. Okay, so this particular state equations is going to be written up to xn of k plus 1 is equal to minus lambda n into xn of k plus u of k. So this particular state equations are going to be represented in the matrix form, and this is the matrix form here. x1 of k plus 1, x2 of k plus 1, x3 of k plus 1, x4 of k plus 1, so on up to xn of k plus n is equal to lambda 1, 1, 0. Okay, we are going to be represented as ax plus b into u. Ax plus b into u. So So as we have discussed previously, that is, in case of the Jordan canonical form, we are going to observe a Jordan block. A Jordan block size size is nothing but how many times the pole is going to be repeated. If the pole is going to be repeated 3 times, the size is 3 by 3. Or the pole is going to be repeated 2 times, the size of the Jordan block is 2 by 2. Okay. So in this one, we are able to observe that the diagonal elements are going to be presented, and above the diagonal elements a unit value is going to be happen. The diagonal elements are going to be presented, and above the diagonal elements a unit value is going to be presented there. Okay, therefore this particular block is called as the Jordan block, and the size of this particular Jordan block is of order, that is how many times the pole is going to be repeated, how many times the pole is going to be repeated. Okay, so this is, in this way we are going to frame the state equations for the repeated pole. Okay, in the similar fashion the output is going to be represented as y of k is equal to c1 into x1 of k plus c2 into x2 of k plus c3 into x3 of k, and so on up to cn into xn of k plus b naught into u of k. So it is going to be represented higher like this. So in this way we are going to represent the transfer function in the canonical form of the state model. We are going to represent the transfer function in the canonical form, both for the non-repeated poles and for the repeated poles. In the transfer function, if the repeated poles are going to be happen, then that particular canonical form is called as the Jordan canonical form. Or if the transfer function is not containing any repeated pole, then that particular canonical form is called as normal canonical form. Okay, in the Jordan canonical form, after writing all the equations in the matrix A, we are able to observe the Jordan block. That means in case of the Jordan block, the diagonal elements are going to be presented, and above the diagonal elements a unit value is going to be presented. So that particular block is called as the Jordan block, and the size of that particular Jordan block is depending upon the number of times the pole is going to be repeated. Okay, so this is the concept regarding to the canonical form of the state model. So based upon this we are going to um, okay, based upon this we are going to solve one problem. So try to observe that one. Yeah. So this is the statement of the problem. A discrete time system is described by the difference equation. A discrete time system is described by the difference equation y of k plus 1 plus 5 into y of k plus 1 plus 6 into y of k is equal to u of k, considering the initial conditions y of 0 and y of 1 is equal to 0 and time t is equal to 1 second. So we need to find out the determine the state model in the canonical form, find the state transition matrix, and for the input u of k is equal to 1, find the output phi of k. Okay, so this is the statement of the problem. You need to determine the state model. That means represent the state model in the canonical form, and after that you have to find out the state transition matrix, and for the input you have to find out the output. That means first initially for the given transfer function we have to apply the Z transform, and after that Z transform represent that particular transfer function in the form of a canonical form, and after that you are able to find out the matrix A. For that particular matrix A, you have to calculate the state transition matrix, that is phi of kt. Why? Because it is represented in the terms of discrete. And after that, you have to calculate the input for that particular function. Okay, simple one. And this kind of problems is asked for 7 marks. Okay, so try to solve this particular question. So this is the given difference equation, and we are going to apply the Z transform for this one. With the initial conditions are going to be taken as the 0. Therefore, z square into y of z plus z 5z into y of z plus 6 into y of z is equal to u of z. Taking y of z as a common, we are going to get the transfer function, that is y of z divided by u of z is equal to 1 divided by z square plus 5z plus 6, that is equal to 1 divided by z plus 3 into z plus 2. And applying the partial fraction for this one, we are going to get that is 1 divided by z plus 3 into z plus 2 is equal to a divided by z plus 3 plus b divided by z plus 2. So applying the partial fraction for this one, we are going to get the values of a and b as 1, sorry, minus 1 and 1. Therefore, the transfer function is going to be obtained as y of x divided by u of z is equal to minus 1 divided by z plus 1 plus 1 divided by z plus 2. So try to represent this particular transfer function in the negative terms of the z. So therefore, it is going to be represented as y of z divided by u of z is equal to minus z power minus 1 divided by 1 plus 3 into z inverse plus z inverse divided by 1 plus 2 into z inverse. Okay, so this is the transfer function we have obtained for this one. So the first bit we are going to calculate is determine the canonical form of the particular function. So here how many terms are there? Two particular terms are going to be there. So two z power minus 1 blocks are going to be happen. So this is the block diagram for this one. So the unit value is minus 1. It is going to be multiplied with z power minus 1, and denominator value is 1 plus 3 into z inverse. So it is going to be given as z power minus 1 and 3 are going to be in the feedback position, and it is going to be multiplied with minus 1, and the second term is z power minus 1 divided by 1 plus 2 into z inverse. So it is going to be represented like this. That means z power minus 1 and 2 are going to be in the feedback connections. So we are having the two particular terms, that means two particular summing points are going to be there. So so two state equations are going to be obtained. That one is the x1 of k plus 1 and x2 of k plus 1, x1 of k plus 1 and x2 of k plus 1. So x1 of k plus 1 is going to be represented as written as u of k minus 3 into x1 of this one. X1 of k plus 1 is equal to minus 3 into x1 of k plus u of k, and similarly x2 of k plus 1 is equal to u of k minus 2 into x2 of k. Therefore, x1 of k plus 1 is written as minus 3 into x1 of k plus u of k, and x2 of k plus 1 is equal to minus 2 into x2 of k plus u of k. And the output equation, that is y of k, is going to be represented as minus 1 into x1 of k plus 1 into x2 of k. Okay, so with the block diagram, we are going to written the state equations for the particular block diagram using the canonical form, and we have represented the state equations in the form of the matrix, that is x1 of k plus 1, x2 of k plus 2. This is represented in the form of the matrix, that is minus 3 0 0 and minus 2, and this is the matrix P, and y of k is going to be represented as minus 1 1 x1 of k and x2 of k. Here E matrix are 0. This is the matrix. Comparing this particular matrix with the fundamental one, we are going to obtain the matrix A, B, and this one is D, and E matrix is 0. E matrix is 0. Okay. So with this, we have completed the first statement of the problem. First statement of the problem. So in this one, we are able to observe the matrix A. So for this particular matrix, we have to find out the state transition matrix. State transition matrix. So this is the matrix here. We have, for the calculating the state transition matrix, we are having the expression, that is z inverse of phi of kt is equal to z inverse of za minus a whole inverse into z. Za minus a whole inverse into z. Okay. So za minus a is going to be written like this, and za minus a whole inverse is going to be represented and obtained as 1 divided by z plus 1 0 0 1 divided by z plus 2. So taking the z inverse for this one with the multiplication of the z, we are going to get Z inverse of Z divided by Z plus 3 and Z divided by Z plus 2. So the Z inverse Z transform for this one is minus 3 whole power k, and this is minus 2 whole power k. Therefore, the state transition matrix for this transfer function is going to be obtained as phi of kt is equal to minus 3 whole power k, 0, 0 and minus 2 whole power k. Okay, and next one is we need to find out the output of the equation. That is, what is the third bit we are going to calculate? That is, for the input y of k is equal to 1, find the output y of k. So the transfer function of the discrete system has going to be taken as we are given the expression, that is y of z divided by u of z is equal to d into z power minus za minus a whole inverse into d. So we are going to get the transfer function for this one, that is y of z divided by u of z is equal to 1 divided by z plus 3 into z plus 2. So taking this u of z to this side, we are going to get y of z is equal to z divided by z minus 1 into z plus 3 into z plus 2. So why? Because u of z value is unity. For the step function, we are having the z transform for the u of z is z divided by z minus 1. So applying the partial fraction for this one, we are going to get a divided by z minus 1 plus b divided by z plus 3 plus c divided by z plus 2. We are going to get the a, b, c values as 1 by 12, 1 by 4 and minus 1 by 3. So this is the transfer function we are going to get. Y of z divided by z is equal to 1 by 12 into z divided by z minus 1 plus 1 by 4 into z divided by z plus 3 minus 1 by 3 into z divided by z plus 2. So it is going to be represented as 1 by 12 into u of k plus 1 by 4 into minus 1 whole power 3 into k minus 1 by 3 into minus 1 whole power 2. Okay, so this is the output we have obtained for the step function u of k is equal to 1. Okay, so in this way we are going to find the required solution for the problem. That means for the given transfer function, we have to calculate the z transform for this one, and after that z transform represent that particular transfer function in the negative powers of the z, and after that represent that particular transfer function in the block diagram, and from that block diagram identify the state equations and represent that state equations in the state transition matrix, and after that calculate the required terms. Okay, so in this way we are going to calculate, that means in this way we are going to construct the given transfer function in the form of the canonical form. Okay, so in the next class we will see how to represent uh, that means the problems regarding to the Jordan canonical form. Jordan canonical form, that means repeated codes, how, when, what is going to be happen when the repeated codes are going to be obtained. Yeah, the repeated codes are going to be obtained. Okay, so with this I am going to wind up the class for today. Thank you everyone, have a nice day.